Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and we're here looking at the Palantir chart. It has been a absolutely terrible day for Palantir. It is currently down 11%, down 10% on the market trading hours, and it's currently coming down even further. So thank you all for tuning in. If you are watching this later as a video, please do hit the like button. If you're tuning in right now, this is made during a live show, so please do hit the like button as well. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are looking at Palantir, and in this live stream or video, if you're watching later on, we're going to be looking at exactly the targets for this, why I think it's going down lower, what positions I would be taking on this stock. But before we get into any of that, the most important thing is that nothing I say during the show is financial advice. This is my own opinion only. Please do not trade based on anything I say. Do not do anything based on what I say. Do your own research. I'm only here to give you my own thoughts, my own opinions on this, to help teach you of charts. The more we do this together, the more you learn about my reasoning behind charts and why and how I use them to control my emotions. And right now, there is we are very close to a break of a very important level, which can bring Palantir down 30, 40, 50%. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. So let's start off. What's going on? We've got Palantir. We've been covering Palantir for a while. Palantir we've been covering since $9, $10, $11, $12. Ever since we saw a break of trend, we started seeing this nice uptrend being created. We saw the moving averages, the weekly moving averages, very important moving averages, being held. And what I mean by that is we had these lows here where there wasn't really a trade, but people were accumulating between $7 and $6. But we finally got a break above these moving averages, and ever since we moved up. We held it as support, we took moves up, we made higher highs, then we made higher lows, the trend was to the upside, everyone was buying, we held the moving averages support, we made higher highs, went to $20, came all the way back down to $16. These were all buy levels we were looking at back in the day, early 2024, late 2024, December 2024, December 2023, beginning of 2024, it was at $16, and ever since it's been holding these moving averages, and this has always been a level of support, and all we've done since is make higher highs and higher lows. So we've always been on the right side of the trade. The target, for the most part, we had two main targets for this trade. And the reason I'll tell you this is important because we are at the final target right now. And the targets were the 786. That was at $37. The next one was the all-time high, which was at $44, and the final one, really, we were targeting for buying around the $10-12 was $68. From $12 to $68, that's an amazing percentage move. That's why the majority of our profits was taken at that point. And we have one final target, which is a 2618, $110, and that's where we are now. That is the final place that people that were buying Palantir around $9, $10, $20. That is the final technical level on a chart, the only rational level you can think of getting to in such a short amount of time, $109. That is the only last target which was left. And we did hit that. We went all the way above it, $125, and we're coming back down. Just because that's the only rational level doesn't mean there is an irrationality in the market, and there was. This has just been shooting to the upside. It's gone past the final target. I could imagine being very, very high risk at this level, $125. Throughout all of this uptrend, ever since we broke all-time highs, I have not been on the buy side of this trade. We've already taken a nice profit. We don't need to be chasing it to the upside. And the final level, I've been saying to everyone, again, not financial advice, but the final real technical level I've been seeing that can happen in such a short amount of time was this last fib extension at $109. That's when people wanted to hold. Again, you don't want to fight the trend, and that's why I said it's breaking all-time highs. It's probably going to go higher. You can look at my videos from a few months ago. I said that it's going to get more risky, but because the trend has been so much the upside, and there's nothing, you can't go against the trend with Palantir, and it broke all-time highs, and it continued to go into the upside. However, we need to bring some rationality back to the argument, and what we're looking at is the final target of the Fibonacci level, the 109. So anything past $110 for me, that is every single penny I put into Palantir I would want to take out at this point. in my own personal circumstances, what would be right for me would be no longer holding a stock that's gone up from the areas we got into Palantir. Let's just say we didn't even get below $10. Let's say $11 was the entry. We've 10x'd our money, 10 times our money in a year and a half. That is returns that are unheard of most of the time. And you want to capitalize. We don't want to see it all go all the way back down. So for me, this was the last target. From a technical sense, this was the last target. And what we've got going on today is the realization that traders are and holders are taking profits. And at some point, you don't go up forever. You can't catch the top. However, you can start de-risking yourself. And at these levels, if you're entering with margin, it's heavily risky. If you're entering positions now, you don't. It doesn't have to go too far to downside before you're in the negative, and it can stay down for a long time. This uptrend, even if the uptrend continues, there needs to be a support regained, and that's what I'm going to come on to now. Your final line in the sand, $109. If that breaks tomorrow, we are looking at after hours as well. I'm keeping an eye on the after hours right now, which is coming straight back down. If $109, which is that last Fibonacci retracement I was looking at, the target, if that breaks, you've got a massive gap in the market, and those gaps 90% of the time get filled. So be very careful. I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. But if you are enjoying this video so far, if you are enjoying the truth, we're not trying to pump, we're not trying to dump, we're just trying to give you the honest truth. Please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and let's see if we can get to 150 likes. So please do support the channel by subscribing and liking the stream. What I do see happening is if this final line in the sand, this target we've had in place, breaks $109, which can easily happen overnight or within the next few days trading, is you've got this massive gap. So I would not be surprised to see a sudden liquidation wick all the way down to $84 any point this week. So keep that in mind. And my next major level of support would be this horizontal level of support, which is the previous Fibonacci retracement, and also these moving averages coming together. So it's two targets for you. Again, do what you want to at these levels. I'm not telling you to buy, I'm not telling you to sell. I'm just saying these are levels which I'm targeting. I'm not taking a short personally. I'm not actually doing anything, but this is the area I can see the next technical level after we break $109. First level, $84. Next level would be $70, around that $70 range. So those are targets that can come very quickly, and from the levels we are at now, that would result in a 25 to 36% correction in a very short amount of time. So do be prepared for that. And if you then break those levels, which is very possible, that's when your downtrend can start. If you're super bullish on Palantir, these targets are not for someone who's bearish. These targets are not for someone who's super bearish on Palantir. These targets, even if I was bullish on the price of Palantir, if I loved the company, if I thought it wasn't overvalued, I would still be looking at these targets. Why? Because I'm taking my emotion out of it. I'm just looking at it purely technically. Even if I thought the uptrend would continue, all we would need is a higher high, and that would be $70. And technically speaking, we've got a gap here, and we've got a technical level here at $70. So that would actually be nice retest. If we come back down there and then we start building up, then that's a strong argument for the price of Palantir to continue going higher. We're looking at this from a bearish perspective and a bullish perspective. Both perspectives is very rational to think it's going to come down to $84 and $70. With one caveat: if you're super bullish on Palantir's price, then you're not going to break $109. And if you don't break $109, then it might continue towards the upside, but be careful. It's the most risky investment, one of the riskiest investments out there currently. So let me make that very clear for you to bring this video to an end. If you're bullish or if you're bearish on Palantir, you have to be wary that if $109 breaks, the momentum is shifting to downside, so that there is a large possibility that does occur. If $109 breaks, why $109? That's our last Fibonacci extension. That's a technical level. If that level breaks, you've got a gap in the price of Palantir. That brings you down to $84. And the next major technical level is the support moving averages we've seen bounce off many times. And that is at $68. So whether you're bullish, whether you're bearish, if you're bullish, you're still targeting those levels because that will give you the support and the sustainability needed to continue moving the price of Palantir to the upside. And if you're bearish, you're going to come down to $70, and you're going to break the trend, and you're going to come down even lower to $45. So either case, whether you're bullish, whether you're bearish, right now, Palantir's chart, if it breaks $109, you are targeting $70 as your $84 first target, $70 as your next target. And if you're bearish on Palantir, you're looking at $45 as your next target. If you're bullish on Palantir, you are still looking at $70, and you can still be bullish at $70 because you can continue moving to the upside. If you do come down there, it will be a simple bullish retest. But be careful. Even if someone's bullish, even those big investors that are bullish, they're happy to lose 37% because they know it's going to go higher. I'm not a top investor. I don't know what's going to happen to Palantir, but I know that if you're targeting if people are targeting Palantir to go higher, they are aware that Palantir's price will be volatile and it can come down 37% before it regains some support and continues moving to the upside. So the message is clear: bullish, bearish. There are targets to the downside. You can still be bullish, and you can still be targeting 37% moves to the downside. So be very careful if you've got margin. If you'll be liquidated with a 37% correction, if you'll be liquidated with a 20% correction, be very careful. Keep an eye on $109. If you see that breaking, if that breaks with a daily candle close, I would be very confident this stock price will continue moving to the downside. What we're going to do now is answer members' questions. If you do want to become a member, the link is in the live chat. If you're watching this later on, the link to become a member will be in the comment section below. There's a link to membership. Let's answer some of your comments and and get into your comments, and then we'll be ending the show. This can come out as a video. So if you have any questions, if you want to become a member, you can do that now. The membership comes with many perks and benefits. You get to ask your questions right now. We're members only. As promised, we're going to be doing members only questions for all the new members. You have access to Discord. You can ask us questions 24/7. You'll have access to the free training on Discord. Members only streams, members only live chats, all sorts. It doesn't start there, it doesn't end there. There is many perks for becoming a member. So I'm going to look at some of your questions, and then we will continue. Buy, says someone. I personally wouldn't be buying here unless you're super bullish. And again, you do what you want to do. Right now, this is we've been buying this at $10. Why would I want to buy it at $110? Not a buyer's market, says Save a Man, Woman, Peace. Remember, just because you're the first to market doesn't mean you're going to be the best or will hold market share in the long run. Example, Apple. Thank you, Cedar Trees. That is very right. They make good equipment, but so does Cisco, Link, Dell, HB. Thank you, Jeffrey Diamond. Yes, they do. Palantir model is very easily replicable. Thank you for your thoughts. I just got, here we go, we've got some members' questions. Sometimes he goes to members only to get rid of the trolls. Yes, we are members only mode, not only to get rid of the trolls. Members pay money, they support the channel, they keep us going. So we always try and give members priority. Even if we're not on a members only comment section, we are still looking out for members' questions. We always don't want to leave anyone's question unanswered, but never members' questions. Here is the link to become a member. Members training videos coming soon. Yes, me and Martyn have been speaking about this. We've got something exciting planned. We're going to bring, not only are we just going to talk to you on Discord about it, because of the overwhelming support on Discord, me and Ed can't keep up with all the individual comments, so we're actually going to create a full sort of playlist that we can refer you to if we're talking about a certain thing and we can't explain it the same thing over again. We will refer you to the video. It will be for members only videos on YouTube. We can link it to you, so that's very exciting. So there's even more coming to the membership, and the price of the membership never increases. Martyn has promised that. Palantir is dropping. Let's have a look at Palantir on the after hours. Let's see where it is right now. Yes, it is. It's nearly making new lows. We're getting very close to breaking $108 and getting to that point where the liquidations will start occurring and the cascading effect to downside will start. me 3 years ago, I'd be probably opening put options and all that sort of stuff. But I'm being a little bit more risk averse these days and trying to change my strategy. Um, so I won't be doing that, but I could see opportunity for the downside again. Do not take that as any advice at all. If I was actually going to do it, I would do a lot more. I would look into a lot more. I'd have a look at all the volume and everything like that. But right now, from a short to long term perspective, what you need to know is if we break that level, you are looking at $84 and $70 next, because this is starting to really come down. So be very careful. Palantir is now making new lows. Let's see some more questions. It is very risky. Seek and buy these things in the penny stock range, like crypto, if you will. I just dropped into crypto game in December after missing out on Bitcoin. I've made 6K so far, but it was pure luck. Yes, Eric. It is risky. It is. You have to put in what you can afford to lose. You can't put in any more. What is your take? What is your rake on SWFT? SWFT. We are focusing on Palantir right now. Swift coin, I don't have much of an opinion. We've looked at this before, I imagine. I will just be focusing on Palantir for now, but unfortunately, I don't have an opinion anyway on Swift coin. PLTR. Let's get back to Palantir. Just bringing the chart. Oh, Palantir is really dropping. Look at this. Now down 3.5% after hours, making new lows. Bring up the 4-hour candle. Palantir is getting ready to come down quickly. Next target's $84, and what does that mean? It's not just a number; it is a 22% move to the downside. That is a lot of money that will be wiped out of the market cap of Palantir. Back to your questions. It was pure luck. To become a member, that's the link to become a member. We are going to answer everyone's questions now. We're going back to subscriber only mode. Let me make sure I haven't missed any question. Hold on to your pants, Palantir holders. Sensei, is it overvaluation, the registration of new shares, the CEO, or all three? Jeffrey Diamond, Martyn just did a live stream. I'm sure he covered a lot of the fundamentals. I don't know. It looks, to the best of my knowledge, I haven't looked too deeply into the fundamentals. I can tell a lot with just looking at the technicals, and that's what I've come on to do. But to answer that question, it looks like it's all of them. It does look like insider selling. It looks like overvaluation. I think just looking at the technicals, you can tell that you don't need any of the fundamental analysis to know that Palantir is overvalued, and that their correction is due on Palantir. That's a good thing about charts. I can share a list of how I made a little scratch on all of this. I don't have anything to sell, and I won't. Thank you, Eric. You can always share things on Discord. Okay. I think we've come to the end of this Palantir live stream. Thank you all for watching. Please do hit the like button, subscribe on your way out. I'm going to wait to see if there's any other questions, but it's getting very late in the UK. And I've got a few things I need to do, but I wanted to come live and give you the technicals behind Palantir. Even if it is for 20 minutes, I can get out what I want to say. I can get out what the members want to see, the charts. We always want to provide you with the best service, and I feel like coming on and give you the charts exactly what I think has done that. So let's have a final look at your comments, and then we can finish the show. Here it goes. Is it going down? We'll have another look at. Let's have a look at Palantir on the 15-minute time frame. We can stay live a little bit longer. It is making new lows. Look, it's coming back down. If anyone will do a $5 minimum super chat on any chart. So we'll do a quick chart analysis for the members. If anyone wants a chart analysis, any super chats, $5, $2, $1, whatever you like, we will stay live just to see if Palantir's price will continue to move down to the downside. And we will do a few quick chart analysis for you guys if you want to do that. If not, no worries at all. And we can end the show. Here it goes. Thank you, Sensei. I gave you this 2 weeks ago. Yes, me and Martyn came on. We were talking about the overvaluation of Palantir. We were telling you when we were buying it. We were telling you how each target's been hit. You can go back, check the live streams. I was talking about this on my show 2 weeks ago as well. Me and Martyn both, we made you aware of this. If you weren't part of the channel that time, you can always become a member now. You can always subscribe now and keep up to date with us. Thank you, Sensei. No worries. Jeffrey Diamond, thank you for being a member for a year. However, I did follow the money and used some common sense. I only got involved with the utilities, XRP, Stellar, excellent. Yeah, it's always good because worst case, you're happy to hold those coins for longer periods of time and you know they're probably not going to go to the downside. Thank you for the super chat. So we'll do XCN. We have sort of finished with the Palantir side of things, but we'll keep an eye on it because Palantir is still coming down. But it looks like the start of the move to the downside is beginning. If anyone wants to have a chart analysis, I will be doing all things randoms first one now. And if we don't get any more, we will be ending the show. XCN, we're looking at, I can't pronounce this. Let's just say we're looking at XCN token. Why is my alerts not playing? Let me check. No, they're on. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at UNC's coin, XCN USD. Let's look at it on a different exchange. Here we go. Wow, this token it went very much to the upside. A lot of people FOMO'd in, and now it's selling off as expected. That was the point we were looking at. Yes, it went a little bit higher. It went about 16% to the upside, but anyone selling at 4 cents, 4.5 cents would be happy now with it sitting at 2 cents. So we did save about 50% on our target. It is coming back down. For me, I'm not buying any. I wasn't part of the pump. I didn't buy any, but we did look at the top, and that's why we've got that target there. That is also the 236. That's why our target was there. What do I think? Well, the major support you're looking at around 1 cents. Let's get some targets in place for the downside. Let's go on a smaller time frame as well, 3-day time frame. We are just doing some requests. If anyone wants me to have a look at any crypto or stocks, you can do a super chat. We'll look at it after this. But thank you for everything random, all things random for this super chat. We are looking at XCN. So yeah, it is just consolidating, and it's probably consolidating towards the downside. What you're going to be looking for is a break of trend. This could be a bull pennant like this. If it breaks these levels here around 2 cents, it will then come down to its next point. The major level of support is the don't know what I did. The major level of support is around these levels here, which is just under between 1 cent. It's around the 1 cent level. That's the major level of support. That's where the target really is. However, you do have a trading structure here as well, which is sort of a bull pennant, a bull flag, whatever you want to call it. You've got consolidation going on. You've got the base sat at around 2 cents. You break 2 cents, you're looking at 1 cent. So be careful. There is a big level between here. You are looking at a potential sort of 40% correction, 50% correction if this level breaks. But traders will be looking for a break of trend, and that break of trend would look something like that. So keep an eye on the chart. This is on the 3-day time frame. You can even go down to a daily time frame. You'll be seeing the same thing. You've got a bull flag. If Bitcoin moves to the upside, you are targeting 4 cents again. So keep an eye on it. If this trend breaks, you're looking at a 2x very, very quickly. If the base of this trading pattern breaks to the downside, you are looking at around 1 cent. So let me just draw that on for you to show you exactly what that looks like. Thank you for your super chat. I want to give you as much value as I can. The good news is that RSI is cooling off, so the RSI is not overbought anymore. And what you're looking at is 2 options. You've got a bull pennant. If that bull pennant breaks their downside, you would see potentially a nearly a 1 cent XCN. That's the major level of support. If it breaks the upside, you're looking at a break of trend. You're looking at this level here at 2 cents holding, a little break of trend, and your target to the upside would be around the same level, around 4 cents. So keep an eye on the chart. It's coming out to a breakout. It's going to break down or it's going to break up, and you've got your two targets there. In my opinion, you just have to look at Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks out to the upside, you are looking at XCN breaking to the upside as well. We're going to have another look at Palantir before we move on to the next request. PLTR. This is a Palantir stream, however, we have finished a Palantir segment, but we do want to keep an eye on the price. So let's see what Palantir is doing right now. Yeah, it's selling off exactly as we thought. It's breaking the support levels. You really don't have much in the sense of between $84 does seem to be next on Palantir. Palantir does seem to be breaking those support levels. We have to see what happens on the open in the morning. But currently, you are breaking these levels. $84 can happen very, very quickly. You're looking at a potential 20% correction this week on Palantir, and it can go even further to our main target. Whether you're bullish or whether you're bearish, you're looking at a $70 Palantir potentially. Back to your comments. Get out, don't buy back, says Martyn. $93 could be in play tomorrow. Yes, it could. It could be. I mean, 89, 87, $90 could be in play as well. Martyn never sleeps. Hello, MSK. Nice to see you here. Thanks, Vaz. Be more American and try and keep them from calling. We are members only mode. We make sure we answer all the members' questions. Then we'll go back to normal. Have I missed any questions? Sensei, one day in the future you should make a video explaining put and options in detail, how they work, information. It would be an interesting video, but I don't think I'm the right person to do that. I don't think I'm qualified enough to talk about put and call options. I don't want to be like other YouTubers that only know a little bit about a certain subject and they talk about it. I don't think I'd feel comfortable getting into it's a very, very high risk play, and I don't want to put anyone in a position where they could end up losing money. But thanks for the suggestion, James. Palantir hitting $107. Yep, it's now $106. Only worth $9. I did see another super chat, so let me make sure we get to that. We're answering all members' questions first. Avaz, be more American and try and keep from calling others down or clean your house first. I don't understand what's going on there. This channel is so much fun to be part of. Eric, any profanity in the chat gets flagged by YouTube. It's not my own ego. It's the main principles of the channel. Thanks for respecting that. Yes, Vaz is a moderator. He is completely correct. I think Vaz also gave a super chat. So let me just see if I've missed something. Can we look at PRZ? Oh, Z. Yeah. Yes, we can. PRZO. If anyone else wants me to have a look at a crypto chart or a stock chart, $5 minimum, we will look at it. If not, after this chart, we will be ending the show. Go back to live chat. I don't even know what that answer was regarding, Martyn. What was it? We all have our yes, we all yes, regarding puts and call options. Yes, yeah, exactly. I don't want to talk about something I don't know enough about. We want the best for the members. We want the best for the family, and that's why That's why Vaz is doing what he's great at, VTOLs. That's why I'm doing what I'm good at, crypto charts. Martyn's great at building relationships, fundamentals. We've got something good going, and we don't want to ruin it by trying to do something we can't. Okay, so PRZO. I think this is what Vaz wants me to have a look at. Let me just check again. Paro 0. Yes. Interesting. We have already looked at this before. You must have super chatted before, Vaz. Ban meme coins that have no use case. Put that in the petition, please. Yeah, Saab. I don't know. We could do another petition another day about that, but right now this one needs to focus on Ripple. The petition's coming out tomorrow, the XRP petition. I'm very, very excited about that. I've just been spending a lot of time writing that up. I'm excited. Me and Martyn are very excited to get that out tomorrow. We do really think will make a big difference. I mean, this can change the course of a lot of things, and I think we can do a lot of good. And we need to use this platform to do that. Okay. Let me just read these chats before I get onto this. We can't be experts in everything. We're not Elon Musk. Yes, see the trees, we stay in our lane, says Martyn. I agree, Martyn. Good answer by Sensei. I would like to learn more about call options. I don't know very much. Yeah, James, it's maybe one day we'll have someone who can talk about it, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think call and put options, it is a very, very high risk play. It is it's like 99% of people that do it lose money. Um, it is, it's not like charts where I'm not telling people or encouraging people to leverage trade or use put and call options. I'm using charts to teach people about risk management for even their long-term positions. However, if you start talking about call and put options, you are only leading to one thing, which is getting people excited, getting people in a state that they'll make a bad decision. Again, it doesn't fall on us because we're just telling you about it, but it's a high risk play, and you have to do it very, very carefully. Vaz accused me of something bad. Eric, I don't know. I must have missed it. Thanks, the strength of our team. No drama here, Eric. Keep it positive. Yes, keep everything positive. I didn't see you curse or attach anyone in the chat. Better to avoid options, in my opinion. It's like gambling. Yes, MSK. If you don't know what you're doing, it's definitely gambling. Palantir hit 105. Wow. I am. I am Vaz. Send me a text, and you can be a hall monitor between you and me. Eric, everything is fine. We get a lot of trolls in here at times, and our moderators work very, very hard, and sometimes we might get something wrong, but don't worry about it. Okay, we're looking at this for Vaz super chat. So after this chart, if there are no other super chats, which is completely fine, we'll have another look at Palantir. We'll end the show. If you do want a technical chart analysis on your crypto, on your stock, then please do a $5 super chat and support the show. So PRZOP, we are below the levels that we want to be above. We are below the moving averages. We are below horizontal support. This stock does look like it's coming all the way back down to a minimum of around $1. And then once you get past the psychological level of $1, you are looking at 82 cents. So very, very easy for me to see that because we've previously done the technical analysis. You are below a very important support. Not only is it horizontal level, it's the moving averages. You are starting a downtrend with lower highs, lower lows. You've broken key support. $1 is the psychological level, not only psychological level, you've had a previous candle close there. And then the main level of support, you're looking at this main accumulation zone, which is around 80 cents. So two targets on the downside, charts looking bearish. You're looking at $1, you're looking at 82 cents as well. Thank you very much for supporting the show. Let's have a look at Palantir and let's finish the show. Thank you all for tuning in. We've got a big show planned for you tomorrow. So much information on XRP, the launch of the petition, the $100 debate, why I'm all in, Martyn's all out, the reasons for both sides of it, and why we actually agree. So it'll be a fun debate. We'll do that tomorrow. Look at the time now, wherever you are, 2 hours before, 2 hours. If you look at the time, take 2 hours off, wherever you're looking at the time now, you are. That's the time. That's around the time we will be live tomorrow for XRP. So that's going to be a big show. Palantir right now is it's breaking that support we were talking about. $109 we're breaking that. It'll be important when we open and during actual trading hours where we will be. But if we are breaking these levels during tomorrow's trading period, be prepared for volatility. Be prepared for an $85 and $70 Palantir. But again, no financial advice. That is my own opinion only. Okay, I think we've come to the end of the show. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me see all these comments. I love what you guys are doing. Very exciting times, folks. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you for becoming a member. Do I have so more than wrote my Discord name? I did post lists like 5 times in live chats. I don't know what you're regarding. That's regarding Janice. But we're live all the time. We do have a couple busy shows recently, but there'll be points where we can really focus on your questions. But I don't quite Your Discord. Are you trying to get into Discord, Janice? We will. Martyn will be live tomorrow. He can do some onboarding. Unfortunately, he's not been very well, so he haven't had his main live shows where he's in the studio and he can do that. But don't worry, you'll get access to everything very shortly. Thanks, Sensei. Thank you. Great video, and thanks for putting that out there. Thank you, Eric. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit the like button anywhere else. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, tune in tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye bye.